DOX. Every masochist's dream. Death lurks around every corner. Like there. And here. Yeah, this mod pack had me pulling out my hairs and really struggling to stay sane. I would make progress, then lose it all. Some days it felt like this mod pack was laughing at me with the way it would bless me 1 second and destroy my booty cheeks in the next. If I could, I'd slap myself back to a month ago and choose a different mod, but I ain't that strong. I would love to take my time with this mod in the future, maybe as a let's play series, but till then, enjoy these next 100 days. Don't forget to comment your favorite part of the video or tips for this mod pack. And if you want to suffer alongside me on my next journey, make sure to join the Discord to play on my server. Also, don't forget to hit that beautiful red subscribe button for future content and that thumbs up. Now, day 1. I gave myself a little scratch and got started on the basics. I make myself some basic gear and the DOX manual, as I have no idea what the heck I'm doing. Then had a chat with some server mates to see what needed to be fixed on the server. Made a reusable spear and killed the Lystro because it looked at me funny. Well, Slime, it didn't even look at you. Aha, you know it did. It gave me the side-eye grill. I know what I saw. I gave a PT my meat and after it wouldn't stop following me. I guess my meat good. Hey, yo. Then I spent some time eating food because I was hungry. Don't judge. I was in the process of making the DOX book, but out of nowhere, no good shark came from the sea and chomped on my beautiful cheeks. There goes my first PT. Well, now it was time to start all over. Of course, I accidentally throw a spear on a dillo and it turned out to be an apex, which reset me back to 0. When I spawned in, I'm right next to the same circle that killed me. I tried to juke him Jamie, but it just couldn't be outsmarted. So I rebuilt myself back up, killed the Lystro, and then got distracted by a dodo walking along the beach. You have to be level 15 to tame him, and that's crazy. So I killed him. I then saw this beautiful red turtle. It was repping the channel's colors, but again, it didn't want to be my friend. So I sent him to say hi to the dodo. Found some crystal, made a bola, and an awesome spyglass. I bowled a moss chops and stuffed his face full of spears. Spent some time killing creatures to reach level 15. Now it was time to tame a trike. But you need to be level 16 to make a saddle. So I went around killing things with my 2 new trike friends. I tamed a couple of dodos and even an apex dodo. No idea the difference. Maybe now would be a good time to look at the manual. So I made a small base, a motor and pestle, a bed, and I was finally level 16. I made a trike saddle and resource gathering. Apparently this trike also gathers other materials as well. But for some reason, it wasn't able to run. I then spent some time talking about the Berserk manga with people in the server. Honestly, I spent like 10 minutes doing this because I just enjoy it so much. And the entire time I was kind of mindlessly gathering resources as well. I read the DOX book and it tells you to hunt apex creatures to gather basic DOX resources. So it was time for everybody's favorite time. It was bloodbath time. But that bloodbath kind of ended pretty short because I couldn't really find any apex creatures on the beach. So I just spent some time collecting metals and crystals. I then went on my own journey to try out these little explodey spears. I angered a dillo, but of course it clapped my cheeks. And I ended up exploding myself with the spears. I went back to look for my things and I noticed a giant flying creature above the world. I have no idea how to go to Beach Bob to killing that thing there, but I'm gonna try. I finally find my body and for some reason, the dillo was dead. Maybe my last spear killed us both. I went on an apex hunt for a while. I killed a couple of things, then played catch with a newly tamed apex dodo. I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty fun. After I found a King Kong crossing the river, so I hit the skates. Killed a couple more apex creatures before having to dip out. I still can't find the DOX long neck to use the tranks I found from all the apex creatures I killed, but after my hunt, I was finally able to make a personal grave. This acts as a corpse recovery. Now I can explore further with less fear. I also smelted some iron. Then went on another apex hunt. I went back to base to create some crop plots and get my farm started. I went out to hunt for more apexes. I ran into an apex circle. So I tamed some extra trikes to really give me an advantage against it. But it absolutely demolished my little army. It killed my trike and I hit the skedaddles. But that circle would not let me go. Luckily, it got distracted. Then spent the whole day killing and looking for apexes. It took me forever, but I finally found a rifle. I was also level 38, which means I can saddle a PT. I was actually moving up in the world. I went out for some chitin? You know what I'm talking about. The little bone thing that you get from killing creatures. Then I found something called a MK drone and then made a PT saddle. But my Pteranodon died to a prime compy as soon as I got enough chitin for the saddle. So I tamed another PT and went on my way to look for a new killer tame. I got distracted killing apex creatures, which is why this probably took so long, but I found an apex rex. I managed to knock it out, but it woke up in like 30 seconds. Then I died to a shadow main. I finally found the Rex again, but of course, that shadow main comes out of nowhere to kill me. So I gave up on it and decided to tame a Apex Carno. Took it out on a mass killing spree, but of course, I run into an RG Pygmy, and I get my cheeks clapped by some minions. Why, Ark? Why? Just why? I drafted the DOX bench and made a raft. Went for a nice cruise till I saw someone on the server who decided to join me. We sung sailor tunes and went around taming things, like an Apex PT. And a Dillo, only to see a rainbow pass by me. Apparently, you can eat the rainbow poops for a speed boost. Then I found a female unique Apex Dillo. I have no idea what they do, but they need a saddle to ride. So looks like I need to head back home. On day 6, I started off with taming a unique Apex Turtle. Then killed a beach octopus and went back to base via the express route that an R2D2 was so kindly to help me with. I tidied up base a bit, made a fabricator, made it some dinos. I really wanted a TP going, but I have no idea where silica pearls are on this map, so I just made it dinos and tried to get a soul terminal going. And while looking for aura rocks, I found out that there was a silica pearl deposit near my base, like right on the beach of it. I tamed a megalodoodle and sicked him on a bacil for some oil, and then made a soul terminal. I honestly didn't catch any of this on tape, but hey, at least I got me taming this Apex Spino on tape. Too bad I need to be level 75 to ride it, and I'm nowhere near that just yet. So I went out looking for a different tame. I get a Apex Sarco high on that good, but a Capro comes out of nowhere and sends me to the nether realm. When I woke up, I went back to the desert and tamed me that Apex Rex. Yeah, that's another one I can't ride just yet, but at least I can use it to protect my dinos back at base. I tamed the Apex Strike and a big spider. Hopefully these will be helpful. Oh, I can't forget about that Oviraptor for them good old eggs as well. I made some treats as the sun rose and set out for a pygmy. I have 6 treats and I don't know how much it will take, but I found a Jerboa pygmy nearby and creeped up on it to feed it some candy. The first couple of candies failed, but finally on the 4th try, I got it. When I picked it up though, I didn't get a bonus. Now it was time to look at the book because I have no idea what I'm supposed to do now. And pygmies are supposed to give buffs, but mine doesn't. It might be something with the settings, but I honestly realized that I needed to be on a dino for the bonus. And while I wasn't recording, I died to a Dimorphodon minion because I was flying to help someone. Those damn demons on crack, I swear. I don't have another saddle or enough to make another saddle. So I took my Rex out for a walk, killing everything on the beach. I pretty much did this for the rest of the day. I found an RG Pygmy and I managed to put candy in its inventory, but it summoned in a King Kong that absolutely shredded. I guess I lost half my candy. That's great. I couldn't even get near the pygmy because the monkey Vanguard is keeping watch. Then a dragon flew right above my base. Life is dangerous right now. I finally managed to get my candy back from the dead pygmy, which could only mean I actually tamed it, but lost it thanks to the Zom Dodo standing guard. I had gotten off and came back to a litter of dead dodos surrounding my little breeding farm. Found something called a life force, which is just a bundle of life. I tried killing it, but it takes no damage. No idea what the use of it is for. Then I found someone's dead bodies chilling there, so I decided to be a good Samaritan, put it in a box. Then I sniped an Apex Coal and went to the desert to collect some organic poly. But of course there was a Mega Carno there and I died to it, but I already got what I need. So I made a TP and a remote finally. Day 10 comes around and I'm just there fixing up my breeding spot. I put the Dillos and Dodos together and I put a whole bunch of torches in it so it would be too hot for them to hatch. I found a pygmy and gave it candy, but a prime spawned and it killed me. I don't know why or how. I was so far away, but it happens. I TB back to Green Knob and of course I get killed right as I tame it. Then I rode around on my Pteranodon till a damn Apex B Prime claimed the sky as his own and sent his minions after me, one-shotting me and my stretched out PT. I'm really starting to hate this mod. Later I tamed an RG Pygmy, but of course it summons a King Kong that kills me. But luckily I find it chilling there and it only cost me 2 treats to tame. I don't know what boots is supposed to give, but now I have 2 pygmies. my luck is starting to turn around. I found a beautiful apex griffin, but then a saber tooth comes out of nowhere and kills me. On my way back, I get caught lacking by a prime dodo. I tried to use my dillo as a distraction, but no luck. Nothing but death awaited me as I went up against that griffin. So I decided to make a trap for it, and I wasted a ton of DOX metal, and it's tiny. I decided to test it out, and I placed it on a PT, and all it did was enrage it. So that wasn't fun. On day 12, I spent the day gathering resources and building up a little shack. Then set out on a journey with someone on my server to tame that apex griffin. But we just kept getting killed and sidetracked it with different dinos. For instance, a dragon guarding a nest. We hatched many plans to tame it, but of course, none worked. We ate the rainbow poop to give us that speed. One of us distracted the wyvern while the other tried to steal the egg. Tried this all day, but nothing. And then I tried to tame a pygmy. But yeah, Monkey Boy was not having any of that. I'm really lost at what I'm supposed to do with this. The Jabroa didn't summon it the first time, so I wonder what I did right. I have no idea what I did, but next time I'm going to leave render distance. Hopefully that would help. Then I went to Green Ob and lost my trike to a batch of devil bats. We eventually got fed up with trying for the eggs and griffin, and then went to the winter area instead. That's where I tamed myself this beautiful snow apex pithecus with some help from Daniel. Appreciate you. I have no idea what saddle to put on it. So as we continued our exploration on foot, I ran into another pygmy. This time I put in the candy and TP'd away. Hopefully this stops Monkey Boy from bothering us. And it worked. So I think you have to leave render distance before your first failure. After that, it was more running around and taming. He had tamed the apex Thylo and I had tamed the apex raptor that died to a different Thylo. But that Thylo wasn't escaping because we tamed it up and I gave him both of them so that he could breed it. And when he gets the babies, I get a pair as well. And then the next day comes and I realized I had some coding troubles with the server, which made it so creatures spawned at really low levels. And after fixing it, all of the previous dinos that we had tamed are now useless. Yeah, that's great. So when I actually get on the server, Daniel comes dropping me the Thylos and some low level Spinos, but they're useless, so I won't be using them. Now that the level increase has happened, I have to go after stronger tames. But I do appreciate it, because honestly, I had forgotten all about it. And if you can't tell, it's been a little bit since I've been on the server. And apparently there's a couple of different spots to TP now, which is cool. And I joined right when night was coming. So I just ran around the beach looking for a high level trike. I did sick my apex gorilla on some turtles and he almost died to them. How sad is that? But once I leveled him up, he was doing like 2.8k in damage with his rock and almost 500 with his normal attack. With the increase in levels, trikes, now you need to be level 55 to passive tame. Turtles, you need to be level 75, and every creature takes more food to tame. So this mod pack just got harder, folks. And before y'all go into the comments and be all like, what got harder, slime? Wink wink, blah blah blah. You all know what I'm talking about. Dirty boys. I took my gorilla out for a spin and went apex hunting. I killed a Sarco and got the eyes that are used for legendary spawning. Then I took a stroll in the winter biome, patrolling for some booty. That was until someone said there was a Compy Prime running around. So I went back to base and gathered all the tames I could. But someone else got to it before me. So I just took my dinos out apex hunting. Of course, they watch as a dang apex Spino obliterates me. When I find my way back, the Spino is running away like a punk. So I sick the dolls on him and they kill him. He dropped the meat for treats and some saddles. I know exactly what I'm hunting now. No more taming apex Spinos and Rexes. We hunting them all. Now that I had some prime meat needed to craft treats, I made one. That's right, only one. We're gonna see if I'm lucky or not. Here comes the moment of truth. Does my RG evolve or not? And I was unlucky because it was an instant failure. So I ran around the map in anger till I got killed by a corrupted survivor. Then I decided to visit Green Ob where many dangerous creatures were. My Spino made quick work of some, but had a life or death battle with an apex Spino. He just barely won till a prime dodo third partied him. But it's fine. I got the Apex Cardinals loot bag and then died to a spider who whispered sweet dreams to me before decapitating my body. Hey, at least he put me to sleep first. I didn't really get much from that Carno other than some meat. Then I started the day with a nice gorilla pygmy tame. That only took one treat. I'm pretty lucky. Now it was time to go riding around the server with some other people. They picked me up on their PT and we went sightseeing. We tried to knock out a griffin, but that quick tort drop made it too hard to get it while being picked up from the PT. And then I saw a Spino. So you know what happens next. Well, actually you don't, because I got jumped by a pack of direwolves after throwing out my gorilla. Sheesh. Then I watched as my dumb gorilla stood there as direwolves attacked him. Like, pathetic. I decided to take a trip to the honey room for some organic poly, but when I dropped down, I'm absolutely violated by an Apex B prime. So I went back there, but this time I went in the normal way and the boring way. Managed to get some organic poly and honey, so I made a soul gun and another TP. This is so I can go farming in the spot for a little. I make one final trip there, place down a TP, and don't stop the repeated death gathering till I'm satisfied. And now you know what time it is. It's time for that daily I forgot to hit that big red record button and missed out on OD content time. But my explanation is so on point, I'm gonna leave the essay I wrote for these days here anyway. About to get storyteller of the year after this one, just watch me. I spent a lot of time doing those death runs, but I ended up with 1k poly. Now I'm ready to make anything. So I went to the swamp to kill some creatures for that good loot. I did get another DOX long neck rifle, but I died right after. I went back and killed some more Apex creatures, then went to the desert to continue the carnage. Well, I went there and saw all types of crazy things, so there will be no carnage today. However, I will try for some creatures as they might help. So I spent so much time and resources on taming and endgame, but of course, since the desert is Satan's playground, I just kept dying to different primes and Apex creatures. I fought an Apex gorilla and he bodied my little group of ragtag fighters. I only had one Rex left. Yeah, I'm running low on resources and dino, so it's about time I stop playing around and gather resources and go about killing weaker Apexes. I finally had enough for a couple of behemoth gates, and now it's time to tame that Apex Griffin. I spent all my resources on it. If I can tame a Griffin, it will be worth it. Death after death after death literally took all day and night, but I finally trapped it. But then I died and it rendered out. Holy hell, just look at my inventory and see the amount of specimen implants this took. Well, you can't because I forgot to record. Don't come at me. But I smartened up, changed my ways, and took off the door so that I can place it down for when it flies inside. Finally tamed it up, named it Big Red as a shout out to my other series, and now it was time to look for another one. I found one in the Arctic, but this took almost as long as the first. While trying to trap it, Apex Gorilla runs in instead. So I trapped it in and speared it to death. This gave me enough levels to start making DOX poison grenades. I'm so glad I made these because these things are OP. I threw it in the face of the Griffin and then died. But when I came back, the Griffin was knocked. Like, I love these grenades. Now, the plan was to have 2 Griffins and breed the heck out of them. That was the plan. But yeah, Griffins can't mate in this toxic game. All that time I spent, all of it wasted. I went to Red Tower and saw d.o.x. These are supposed to be useful for levels, so I tame it up and head over to Green Ob where a compy was spotted. Yeah, but turned out to be a mega compy, so yeah, I'm glad I went on foot first. And you would think I would have learned by my first mistake to go on foot to the next TP. But nah, I take my d.o.x and get it killed instantly. Then spend a whole day trying to get an endgame Rex, and I got him. And you remember all that progress I was making? Gone. All my creatures died while trying to fight a d.o.x prime. D.o.x? The Armadillo prime. All my resources used on ammo for guns as we tried to shoot it to death after. Gone. We get it to 15k and we both die. Respawn only to find it literally healed up fully. This is pain. Just pure pain. Then I find at level 950 Apex Spino, a game changer, a money maker, a showstopper. But of course, I get it killed almost immediately. So I went out looking for another one, I get it tamed up, and then I start the breeding process. Finally, on day 26, I get back on and make sure it's recording this time. Yep, that's the recording button right there. We found a level 1105 Spino that actually didn't take too long to trap. I must be getting pretty good at this. Well, it'd be weird if I didn't after all the deaths and errors I've had with it. My girl got it tamed up and we continued our journey looking for some useful tames. That was an interesting journey, even found a new base spot in the floating islands, but as night came along, I decided to TP to Redwoods and got mercilessly killed by the B Vanguard. After a night of killing useful tames, I became high enough level to get an endgame Rex saddle. Had I known killing them would give me EXP like this, I wouldn't have been sending them out as a suicide squad. I saddled up my endgame and went to chomping. But holy heck, 5 protection on a saddle is so bad. And Brontos were dealing so much damage. Then out of nowhere, a compy spawns and kills me. But it's fine, I have endgame breeders that have been pooping out new ones. I literally got all females from the eggs and just kept throwing them out. I then went hunting for metal and apex creatures all night. I got some cool things like a DOX flamethrower and some saddles for Rexes. Really good ones in fact, which means I'll be going after an apex Rex pretty soon. I spent this entire day just killing. Till I died to a Manticore who did not like me getting too close to her nest. I do have to find that Endom's body because he had all the meat on him. I went searching for like 10 minutes, finally found my things, but the Manticore blew me back into last Wednesday. Went back to base and I spotted a mega compy on the same island as me. Does he not realize who this island belongs to? I quickly lost my army to him, but hey, I'm just built different. I one-on-one, Imano versus Imano, and come out victorious. But he had the last laugh, because I won the battle, but he won the war. Because right after, it summons in a much stronger version, which heads off to someone else's base. So I quickly had to warn them. I swear, my fingers were as fast as Sonic. Ignore the misspelled words, by the way. Sometimes being too fast is a problem. Just ask my girlfriend. Well, this island is now cursed, and remember that spot earlier? I'm moving there. It's actually a good thing that Mega Compy came and forced me to pick up my dinos, cause out of nowhere, a Mega Dragon drops down on my base. Yeah, this would have been a nightmare had it not been for that compy. So maybe in the end, I won the war. Once I moved everything, I realized I had something in my inventory. A compy prime summon. It was actually a pretty good summon, but I have no idea what saddle it takes. I think I need it for sacrificing, so I just put it off to the side for now. I ran into an Apex Gorilla, which I do have a pretty good saddle for, so I trap him up and throw my fart grenades at him. Once I tame him, I head back to base to make a DOX industrial forge, which actually mines into the ground like a drill. It looks really dope, not gonna lie. With the amount of resources it gets, it was worth the time and honestly all of that effort. I then wasted some time trying to steal an egg from a dragon that literally farmed me for level. As each time he killed me, he would gain like 30 levels. I gave up on him and ran around killing things for sport. Then went home to try to evolve my pygmy RG. And of course I put 10 treats in him, and not one works. This RG has Peter Pan syndrome and just wants to stay a kid forever. A dragon lays waste to my Endom and I lose the saddle because of it. Then I tried to help someone on the server tame a unique d.o.x, which are really rare, and we got too close to a mama Manticore. I think you know the rest. I took a small army of Endoms out for some killings, and I see a prime leash just chilling there waiting to get his cheeks clapped. Being the good Samaritan I am, I happily oblige. We end up killing it, but it really didn't drop anything good at all. I got a chibi and some other things, but we really didn't get anything. I didn't even get a summon. Maybe it was because I wasn't close enough. I named my chibi Boxer and went back to helping people in the server. I found a nice little compy prime just chilling out in the open. It gave a pretty good fight and resources. I even got some more chibis and a bunch of meat. Now that I have more meats for treats, wait, that doesn't sound right. But it was time for our favorite game. Is d.o.x going to screw me over? 5 treats is nothing but failures. All 10 treats I made, gone. Wow, this RG is kind of being the Karen right now. I'm gonna try for the gorilla next. I lured away a Manticore and snatched its eggs, but I gave it to the person who actually lured it away. Then spent the entire day helping people grab eggs. I even got ballsy and risked my Apex Gorilla to lure one away. Well, it died as you would expect. Then I found a Rock Drake that naturally spawned, I guess. Well, I got a Rock Drake saddle, so is my luck finally changing? You know the answer to that. Day 33 was more of the same. We went hunting for some eggs and I found an unguarded Apex Rock Drake egg. We went for some more and I hatched a couple of Manticore eggs. Went after a Prime Raptor that attacked my army too early and my Endoms just watched as it killed me and their brethrens. Idiots. So I went after it by myself and actually did some decent damage before it shredded my existence. I made as many treats as I could and decided to upgrade my monkey. I honestly hate d.o.x. It took all my treats to finally get it to evolve, but unlike the RG, this guy actually wasn't a waste of resources. And I got my first Apex Pygmy. Now I just need to collect some meat to put inside him, pause, but base was kind of looking a little barren and I was running low on dillo eggs, so I spent some time fixing up main base along with my farms. It was finally set up, but base itself, I needed more materials before I could finish. So I put it on hold for now and went back looking for compy primes or Apex big boys for some meat. I went to Red Ob and found some big boys that dropped some pretty good loot. I even got another pair of Endom Rex saddles in the 100s. And my Spino saddle allowed me to tank a couple of them, but then I got dismounted and came back to a low health Spino. When I checked my inventory, I also had like 300 Tropo saddle. I don't even know how to tame them, but with this saddle, I kind of want to learn. No, stay focused past me. Too many things you have to do and you're running out of days. I found a wyvern egg and they are honestly pretty weak, so I took my Spino out to take out his mama so I could steal the egg. After I killed him, I got something called dragon scales. No idea what it does, but I might go kill a couple more wyverns for some loot. I couldn't get the egg because a prime mantis was babysitting it sadly. So even after I killed it, I ran into a mega compy and I really thought with a saddle this OP I could easily kill it. But after getting it low, it killed my Spino. So I threw out an endgame, which again got bodied. So I had to retreat and picked up a different Spino. I cheesed him into a corner and slapped him away. Right after his death, I grabbed all the stuff from my dino's inventories and ran. But I was too slow for that mega compy. It one-tapped my booty. But I made off with the loot. I got a couple of things. A prime compy spawner again, and the element were the biggest though. I spawned in my new compy and I put him away till he was needed for the sacrifice. I also got some treats, so yeah, I tried for the RG again. Don't judge me. Of course, it ended like it always does in a big fat L. After that L, I needed to get rid of some of these pent up aggression, so I went to the desert to hunt apex rexes and spinos till I saw this lovely little dragon protecting her egg from poachers. I saw this as a perfect opportunity to see if I die in one hit to her, so I shot at her and ducked into the water for cover. Little did I know this actually messed with the AI, allowing me to cheese the heck out of her. By constantly staying below the water and slapping her, I killed her, but she didn't drop anything, so that's really disappointing, but it's fine. The level 1250 egg will soothe my pains. I figured while I was by the wyvern spawn, I might as well cheese some of these as well. Then I got ballsy and went after this big, beautiful Manticore. It one-shot my dino, but I did manage to bring him low enough into the water, so I threw out my backup and go to town on it. I'm lucky he missed his shots or I'd have lost that one too. Sadly, it didn't drop much, but it did drop a new DOX shotgun. I tried it out on an innocent looking sheep. Haha, sheep. See you in hell. Then chainsawed his body for fur and mutton. Now 39. That day was a bloodbath that had me questioning myself. My Spino's hands soaked with the blood of my enemies. My eyes blurry from the focus of the hunt. At the end of the day, I wondered, am I more beast than I am man? Yeah, I went out hunting this day. That was pretty much it. Till I thought I was a big man and went after an Apex Mantis Prime and got my cheeks spread. I really don't care about the Spino, but that saddle was too good to lose. So I ran there on foot, got my saddle before getting mauled again. I found an Apex Ember Crystal Wyvern, but for some reason I couldn't get it, even after I killed its mom. And then it just disappeared like all my hopes and dreams when I started this mod. I killed a mega compy that was hitting me through the ice. Should have known that it would spawn the mega tier 1 compy right after, but I needed that loot and the pygmy. Buy it. Of course, once the mega spawned in though, my death certificate was pretty much signed. I took my PT all the way back there for the pygmy. There were two right next to each other, so I threw 17 in each and went back to base to wait. While I was at it, I decided the endoms aren't getting much love. The pushback they have is great for taking on compies. So if I find another one that's high level, I'm going to tame it. But till then, I'm a saddle one with my best saddle. I TP'd back to the spot and got slapped by a King Kong. Of course, after so many fails, I finally managed to get them and the King Kong kills me, then them. I found a Dodicarus Prime just wandering about. Of course, I go back to base to fix up my inventory and lose my TP spot. So I spend a little bit of time running around trying to find it again. While looking for it, I ran into a Zomdodo without its summons, and without his gang, that Zomdodo was easy work. Of course, he barely dropped anything, so no good loot. The only thing that's good is the Rex saddle blueprint that I can actually turn into a beast saddle with a mind wipe. When I finally find the d.o.x, the battle was quick. This DOX shotgun is amazing. I had to make sure I didn't die, but other than that, I peppered him with bullets. After I killed him, I got my first pair of DOX armor. It was cloth boots that gave 50% bonus on speed. Let's go. Immediately died right after to a Zomdodo. It blinded my screen, and honestly, I had no choice but to die to. On my way back, I killed a Compy Prime that dropped flat stocked armor and a Manticore saddle. Gotta love it. I used pretty much all my ammo on the armadillo boy, but it was worth cloth and hide DOX armor, Rodan armor in the hundreds, and the best thing yet is the Prime Kibble, which will allow me to ride that beast of a dragon egg I have back at base. Oh, and did I mention Rex? He's my chibi direwolf that seems to be mad at me for some reason. Of course, with this mod, Hubris is a killer because I died to the same Zomdodo. Why am I even going after them? The loot is garbage. I was satisfied with my progress so far, so I went back to base to prepare my breeding room and hatch my dragon and evolved my pygmy. I made some ACs and hatched my baby dragon. Just look at it, it's beautiful. I put some prime kibble in its inventory right away, then it was pygmy time. The Gorilla's Apex Prime version was painless. Unlike when you give them treats, this time it was instant. I summoned him back in, it was huge. Reminded me of King Kong. Mama, Mama, we moving up in the world, mama. Cheese the Manticore egg, but you know I was tired of cheesing them, and it felt like I was ready to take it on legitly. So I took on one with only 17k health. He almost knocked out my Spinal, but didn't really deal much damage. Plus I have the DOX heals now, so I'm feeling kind of big right now. Then I saw a beautiful Apex Ice Manticore egg. I had to have it. And only a punk regular Manticore Guardian too? I swatted it away and stole that prime Apex Ice Manticore egg from its nest. I went right to base and hatched it. It didn't come out as prime, but it still came out beautifully ugly. Spent the day planning to kill a dragon with somebody else in the server. Took on another dragon, but it cost me my Spino. Rest in peace, nameless Spino. You were a beast. Now that I had a beast Manticore, I felt a bit more comfortable taking out my dragon and caused mass extinction to creatures. I love this guy. Then of course, like everything I love, I almost lose it to a Manticore that would not die. The healing on it was insane, but I did realize something fighting it. Dragons can't be knocked out. So do I learn my lesson? Of course not. I battled an RG Pride and almost lose my dragon again. I managed to get it to an unaggro luckily and escape with a slither of health. I headed back to base to make better heals cause these little baby pots just ain't cutting it. But you need prime kibbles, which I do not have much of. Then I spent like 10 minutes killing a prime armadillo with an endgame. He almost one-shot me though, but it was worth it since it dropped a crazy good blueprint for a tech gun and Chitin gauntlets that up damage by 10%. So I spent the rest of the day losing Spinos and killing prime. Killed the prime dire bear from safety with my hot breath. Didn't really drop anything other than his head. I killed some more primes, but nothing good was received. Then I lose all my stuff thanks to a Mega Raptor. And I came face to face with a rodent right by my base. Good thing I didn't have any dinos out. After I found a dodo wyvern egg unguarded, so I did the only reasonable thing and snatched it. Spent some time dying and then went back to base fully. Make all the DOX structures and read the book some more. On day 44, I killed a prime leech and wow, did I get some good loot. I got a pygmy summon and I got some really good DOX armor along with some good saddle. Then I found a golden PT and killed it. I did get some pretty good things, but shared it with the person who found it for me, and there was a beast saddle for dragons in there. I then proceeded to lose tons of Spinos trying to take on a dragon for its egg. And then, sadly, a dragon with fast heals killed my dragon. Like, wow. Literally unkillable. Unless you were dealing massive damage, you could not kill it. And it wouldn't leave me alone. I just sat at base trying to upgrade my pygmies because I was too depressed to go outside. After like 40 treats, my RG finally upgraded. I took it out for a spin and the minions actually do decent damage. It's not a good replacement for my dragons, but it will do. I took out a King Kong Prime with the RG summons who were doing great damage at this point. This creature is amazing for ground primes. Didn't really get anything useful sadly. Then killed a wild Rex X with massive heals. And holy hell, the amount of loot I got is crazy. I got a crazy good saddle for a penguin, so I need to head over to the ice to tame one. And I got a prime heart relic. The next day I spent most of the day killing primes, but I did make a pit stop to tame a penguin pygmy. I had to kill the penguin prime that dropped pretty decent blueprint for Spinos. But the question is, do I still need the Spino? At base I upgraded my penguin, but it ate so much meat. Must have been a corner boy in its past life. I tried out the minigun and damn, it was fun. Then tried out the penguin. He was good until he died to a leech, even with a 200 plus saddle, but I did get my revenge using the RG, which in my opinion is the best for ground primes. So I went on a hunting spree that was till a random snowball came hurling at my RG, killing us both in one shot. I just want to let it be known that RG had 50k health and a level 60 saddle. And it turns out I did need that Spinal saddle, but I could only get as high as 1980. But I couldn't go around without a flyer, so I replaced my RG with a Manticore. And honestly, the Ice Manticore is pretty cool. It had these golem summons when on the ground and does ice breath. I killed the Mega Raptor, which had really disappointing loot. Then, while flying around, the leech summons its air AoE and one-shots me and my Manticore. I really hate this game, but I couldn't let my hate for this game stop me. So I got right back into stealing eggs. Man, regular Manticores just can't compare to the ice one. That breath attack was just too good. I spent the entirety of the day trying for another dragon, but literally would lose everything in this attempt. Honestly, I just gave up after a certain point, especially with the dragon's health increase after every attempt. So I signed off and went to bed, and when I signed back on, I forgot to record, but the dragon's level had gone down and its health was only at 16k. I took out a Spino, but with some fire colors as a tank and used my gorilla to snipe him. One hit from my gorilla took 15k health from it. I killed it and finally stole the egg that was 1320. It makes all the previous pain worth it. I dropped it off at base and made me a drone. Didn't try it out because of the massive resources it needed and I didn't want to lose it. I did happen to catch this little nightmare on clip. It was a d.o.x consuming me and my Manticore soul. So yeah, that was fun. I took my dragon out and killed a couple of primes with it. Played around with the gambling pygmy to see if I could roll anything worthwhile. I tamed the Arks because it looked like it had some use for it. Then I tried taking on a Mega Rex, but it wasn't having any of that. It sent heat sinking missiles after me. It killed a couple more primes till my dragon got killed. If I haven't said it before, I'm really starting to hate this mod. I got the loot back at least, and in the dead body I had gotten a ton of toxic grenades and bloodstalker summons. But you know what they say, another day equals another day of pain. I hatched my brand new dragon and he gets killed by an Apex Prime Yeti. I remember a time when a boy could fly his dragon in the sky and not have to worry about things raining down on him. He didn't have to worry about death. He didn't have to cry himself to sleep at night. What happened? Oh yeah, I downloaded DOX. That's what happened. I took out my gorilla who honestly is really good at sniping and killed the Yeti. It was time to say goodbye to it though, cause I had to sacrifice him to the gods so that I can get my third relic heart and summon in my first ancient. I got a Dimorphodon, which is a flyer and 30k health off rip. Not bad. And I had a level 94 saddle. It has a fireball attack and I can summon things, but that 5-minute cooldown is a pain. I killed a prime bee that was by my base and they barely did any damage to me. I love this guy. There's even a tracking thing for it. And then I went on a killing spree, but it got killed by an Apex RG Prime. No idea how, just one shot. I should have boosted speed at least a little bit. I really thought I was hot stuff, and this mod loves to remind you ain't nothing. I grabbed my creatures, stuff, and went looking for more pygmies so I can get more ancients. I also had 3 compy primes and I thought I could sacrifice them, and after using a prime kibble on them I quickly realized you can't. So instead I just went and grabbed some dragon eggs. I used a Spino to solo a dragon. Who else you know can be this Giga Chad, you know what I mean? Used the dragon to get more eggs in case I lost mine like usual. Found a Mega Raptor looking for a beating and got a Chibi Vad, which is amazing. He gets 25 reduced damage and a boosting damage. I honestly thought this was for dragons, so you will see me use him pretty much throughout the entire series, but it's just for the person. The next day was spent killing more primes for loot. Of course, like everything, I lost my dragon due to some Ark bull. Like, it wanted to fly 10 feet in the air just cause some water tickled its toes. But it's fine, we move on. This is why I have backups. I got a Chibi Hell Horse and dang, it was ugly. I also got an RG Pygmy and a Phoenix Summon. I'm a little reluctant to sacrifice it, but it needs to be done for an ancient. So goodbye RG. I also got a token when I did. Don't know what it's used for, but saving it for now. Now it was time to kill more primes. Lost my new dragon to a Mega Carno, who I actually tested out first to see if it had summons, but it chose to trick me so that when I took out my dragon it could surprise me. I went around using my last dragon to gather more dragons and Manticores. Honestly, I don't need the Manticores until I get the saddle that gives me the X ability, but it's still better to stock up. But then I died and spent all morning trying to get my stuff back from in there. After some more killing, I get the last piece of my unstable armor, yet only the flak armor gave me a bonus. Maybe it's not the proper one. Then died again to some constant regenning dragon. Honestly, that shouldn't be allowed. Dragons and Manticore just move too fast for that bull. So I got my things back and then killed the dragon that was guarding an egg. I needed the replacement. Where are all the pygmies though? Because I cannot find them. All I know are the ones that consume a ton of resources like penguins and pteranodons, and I need some gorillas and armadillo. Then I lost my Manticore trying to take out a Ferox that literally scaled a mountain to get to me. After a few minutes, I almost died to a wild prime Mesa who threw a snowball at me, leaving me with a slither of health. I killed a lot more things and got something called Unstable Kittle. It boosts a team's damage, but right now I'm gonna save it. I killed a prime wild griffin and a Dimorphodon. I killed a couple of more Dimorphodons because of how easy it was. Then upgraded my PT to a unique Tapejara. 63k health off rip. Yeah, I needed to sacrifice it, but this is just too good. It even has the ability to make it super easy to regen health, and you get a 75 increase in health. So instead I went pygmy hunting since they're everywhere. I got 3 and headed back home to evolve them. Honestly, luck was on my side because I managed to get all of them evolved. And of course, another unique. I feel horrible getting rid of these, so I saved it. I got me a new ancient, but it was a damn raptor. Probably worst one I could have gotten, but it's fine since I needed to be on the ground to look for pygmies. Then I saw something interesting. If you sacrifice the drone, you get some loot. And this might be a waste, but here I go. And just like that, a waste. I couldn't sacrifice it, so I killed it with a gun. And I'm not heated, I'm just very sad. I got tempted into sacrificing my unique creatures until I found out that the Tapajere regen works on all my tames. And that's just too useful to sacrifice right now. Then of course I lose my ancient raptor to a scorpion. It didn't even get a chance to shine. This game is abusive. I'm filing charges. I ended a phoenix for its head. Now I might be able to upgrade my Manticore. I can upgrade both a fire and an ice. I just haven't decided which one yet. I know it's going to be hard to get either of those prime heads, so I tamed a penguin for a heart and then got me another ancient. I got a d.o.x this time. Why was my first ancient so good but every other one so bad? I needed another ancient, so I had to say goodbye to my PT. And now it was time for some pygmy hunting. I found a gorilla pygmy, but of course a vanguard spawns after the one and only fail. It tears my butthole apart, so I came back and spit that hot fire on him, and then found some more thanks to others on the server. I took my armadillo and penguin pygmy out to take on a golem. I looked for the weakest one, but of course every time I take to the sky I die. I did find one with 33k health. I steal my nerves, I check my pants to make sure they aren't white, and get to stepping. I mean, it was pretty easy honestly. With the full set of unstable and the penguin, I was able to kill it. Someone else in the server was also helping. He was shooting at it, but died before it, sadly. Now that I know I can take him, I feel like I can take a lot of things now. So I went prime hunting. Took on a Ferox and my clone literally one-shot it. God, remember when I said I get crap ancients? I take it all back. This armadillo is death itself. Killed some more prime wilds, lost my dragon to one hit, then spent some time trying to get my saddle back. And killed some more pygmies to get a new ancient. It was an ancient dire bear. This is great. Too bad I don't have an enhanced saddle. So I summoned them and then sold it. I spent most of the next day farming for berries and made a farm for only Mejo berries. This was for the sacrifice potion. And then went looking for dung beetles for a self-sufficient farm. Later, I found out that you don't need an enhanced saddle for the dire bears. So I took him out and killed some ancients. I killed a hell horse, didn't give good loot or a head. Maybe I was too far away from it. Killed another one and I think it just doesn't drop much. Got another ancient after collecting 3 more hearts from wild primes. I got a scorpion, and that's actually pretty cool. It has a minion summon, but it's honestly pathetic with its health bar. Then lost my apex bear to a Ferox. I did not mean to attack. My wyvern melted in front of my face, then turned into an egg. We are on our way to a prime wyvern, boys. I can also make my Manticore prime now, but I still don't have the saddle. So I'll put that off for now. I took the scorpion out, and honestly this thing is pretty good. It has minions that summon minions. I got gang on gang on gang. We messed up a ton of primes. Running around the block with my scorpion and almost died to a dodo. Used all of my heals, but I lived and I kept my scorpion. Switched off to my armadillo to show it some love and killed some more primes. It's about time I summoned another ancient. I got another scorpion. I ain't mad. I could mate them with a heart. The prime relic cards, as long as you put one in each of their inventories, you can make creatures. Then I messed up and somehow made a boss summon near my base. It was doing attacks that should not be legal. It was called the Giga Fire X and was holding the loot of a Mega Shadowmane hostage. After it went on its rampage and ran away, I got the loot, but honestly it was super disappointing. Then I went to the Beehive Cave and found the holy motherload of prime bees. I left that cave with 10 bee heads. Then I tidied up my base and then headed off to kill some more creatures. That's basically all this mod is. Killing things till you have the items you need to kill more things. And then I ran into a Mega d.o.x that stuns your tame. How unfortunate. That armadillo was the best way to kill Golem. Day 67 I spent roaming and killing. I can't forget about the taming of the pygmies either. And on day 68 a new person joined the server, so I was helping them out. And here comes Mr. Mega Longlegs. Almost bodied my wyvern. I ran away, but it wed me out of the sky, and I was just barely able to soul my wyvern before it died. Luckily, it got lodged between some crystals, and the spider did not pay attention to me. Then I spent the whole day and night killing it. My scorpion wasn't clawing him good enough, so I had to bring out the pew pew. Not even good loot. Then of course, a Mega Dimorph camping my base. Yeah, I need that dome as soon as possible. Why did no one tell me how hard Manticore primes hit for? I went after a low level one, and one shot took out 1/4 my health. Sheesh, you sexy beast. I'ma get me one of yous one of these days. Once I get that enhanced saddle. I didn't get a saddle from it, but I did get a head. that will boost stats by 50%. That's amazing. But I had to put my Scorpion to rest. You worked hard, buddy. You did. I sacrificed more pygmies to the DOX gods so that I can get another ancient. Yes, I know, I still have the Scorpion, the other one. But until I get that saddle back, it just won't be the same. I got a Dire Bear again and just need one more heart for another one. The next day, I kind of just tidied up base and crafted. I even evoed my Manticore to Fire Prime, but got coal instead of a Prime Manticore. Imagine all that work and resources and all I would have gotten is coal. Nah, me and d.o.x would have had to fight throwing hands. I did eventually get the Manticore Prime, and then I went out testing it. And this thing's a beast. It made quick work of a King Kong Vanguard that summoned even without its X ability. Of course, it wouldn't be d.o.x without me almost losing my strong dino. Then actually losing it to something I could have taken on without the special ability. Yeah, go d.o.x. I summoned another ancient, which was a Dio, and went pygmy hunting. I got jump scared by a Titan Queen, and then I got another ancient, which was a RG, so not bad. Then I found a big boy ape. I'm talking about a mega, and used all my ancient summon abilities in succession to kill it. I got the Manticore Fire Gauntlets and a Gorilla Summon. I'm about to violate. Went around trying to level him up to max. And I got the enhanced Manticore saddle. A little too late, but it's alright. I can always upgrade again. Just need a Phoenix head. But while helping somebody on the server, I lost my zombie wyvern, trying to save his bird. But in doing so, I saw this pretty little phoenix and stole its head. Then I found a lonesome poop gatherer and tamed him up. Self-sufficient farm, here I go. But a poison golem decided to ruin my day. I thought it was going to be the easiest fight of my life, but you know, I ain't going without revenge. I took out my armadillo and smacked him back into sediments. Almost died in the process though. Then I found a level 1190 Dodo Wyvern egg, but it died to a Dragon Prime. It's like I can't win. I put a max level potion in the Dodo Wyvern and now it's dead due to 2 hits of a Phoenix. Max level saddle, by the way. And to make matters worse, I can't find the body of my dragon that I have killed a golden PT with. So all that loot gone. But the d.o.x Lord, they do a bless me with another Dodo Wyvern egg drop. Almost got my cheeks blasted by a Yeti though. That was fun. And luckily somebody on the server found my things. Spent some time nest robbing and the Shadow Main knocks me off my RG and I get killed. Next thing you know, I'm scrambling trying to get my RG before it died. But my guy, a trooper. I came in and see him throwing hands with the local riffraff. I whistle him past him and lead him away to safety. It was time to stop procrastinating and get some stuff done. I evoed my Manticore and now I could finally use it. I got it to Prime, but it failed. What the hell? I tried again and it fails. Luckily, third time is the charm. And that was all of my resources. But with the X ability, this thing is a beast and I love it. I killed a Manticore Prime Fire, then an Ice, and continue the bloodbath. But still, these dinos kind of suck. I versed a low level Manticore and it nearly one-shot me. So I spent these days just trying to kill whatever I could because we are so weak still. Even though this is Prime versus Prime, I don't know how we can verse Titans with these things when we can't even do Megas. I killed a Mega Monkey. I got a Fat Man, which is used for nukes. I made a dome around my breeding spot, but losing my Manticore to some bull had me crying in tears of pain. I was just screaming at myself. It was probably the sleep deprivation for sure. Then I got killed off my RG by that dang Phoenix. I'm at the point where I have absolutely no idea what to do. What dino can take on these creatures without issue? It's insane. Luckily my RG lived and my dumb self could TP her back, but I forgot. I ran around like a headless chicken looking to tame a Golem Prime. After wasting a day, I looked further into the guide and saw some Prime summonings. This is what I was constantly looking for. I knew you could upgrade copies, I just didn't know how. So I immediately start looking through the tab for what I can make. First is the Hell Horse. Like, yes. Look at this beauty, and I mean that figuratively because this thing is beyond ugly. Took it out for a spin and not bad. Not the game changer I was looking for though. I died to a Mega Monkey, and honestly, I know these Hell Horses are kind of low tier, but still, let me take something out. I guess the saddle was also an issue. Then I lost my RG to some bull. A Prime Wyvern was, for some reason, guarding an egg. Honestly, I had to do some research because I had no idea what to do. Everything was too hard. I wanted to have the settings on medium, but I think I had them on the hardest. Health and melee was basically on base stats. It's honestly hard to convert single player settings into a server when you are messing around with game any file. The conversion, what is the conversion rate? So yeah, I messed with the settings. In my defense, I'm a coward and this hardcore mode is too damn hard for me. And when I finally get back on day 81, I think I boosted health too much. It feels wrong to have creatures strong enough to withstand the wind. I tried to convert the stats to the best of my abilities, and if this is what medium is, it's chump change compared to what we just went through. I made another hell horse now that it wouldn't get put down over a splintered hoof and can finally raise some hell. Yes, this is what I'm talking about. I think it might be too much, honestly, with the suffering we had to do. It just feels easy with these settings. Then of course I get cocky and try to take on a golem, which obliterates me. I'm not as invincible as I thought I was. I know that now. Try to get revenge with my armadillo and almost lost him too. Then almost lost my diary bearer. Honestly, how was we expecting to beat this mod on those base stats when it's still hard with these medium ones? I guess I killed a prime wyvern at some point and got the head, so I guess it's time to evolve the wyvern. I evolved my manticore and just pray I got it all in one shot because I didn't have the resources for a second go. And I get coal, which means it's all good to go. I just got another prime manticore again. I have to speed up so I can finish the 100 days. I got an unstable kibble and put a manticore head in it, and now this manticore is even more of a beast. But of course, you know what I did. I got myself killed. This sucks. I sacrificed pygmies and got my stuff back. I take out a dragon and get myself killed. You see the pattern here? I'm looking for wyvern A's to make a B prime, but I guess I need to be more vigilant. You see what I did there? Sometimes you have to laugh through the pain. So I don't know who stepped out on who, but I found 2 ice manticore parents who laid a fire manticore egg. Something's a little suspicious there. Then I saw another corrupted survivor. I honestly don't really see much of those. Then died to a mega d.o.x. Life is dark. I can't see through my tears. How I feel right now is like my middle school Chunibi days. I feel the darkness swelling up inside me. Yeah, let's get back to the game. Then died to an even stronger manticore than myself. REUP my enhanced saddle. I made a nuke weapon and a singular nuke and missed my shot. I've been up for like 38 hours. I'm blaming that on sleep deprivation on God. I upgraded my manticore to ice because I didn't have any fire talons. Then I upgraded my ferox. This guy is actually pretty good, but I need so much more corrupted to get him that status. But 90% reduction damage is insane. Honestly, the ice manticore is kind of disappointing, but I used him to lose some more eggs and talons from the desert because I know I'm going to need backup. But of course, as I say that, I get one shot by a damn dragon. This world is cruel. Made a prime hell horse and upgraded my manticore. Then tried to sacrifice my wyverns for their eyes to upgrade my dodo wyvern. Turned out to be a waste of a head, as it didn't work because it's a d.o.x you need. So I went out to get one. Finally found a low level one, but as soon as I tame it, a zom dodo ruins my day. And I found a golden dodo and the loot was average at best. I got a high level apex dragon, then killed a mega monkey, which honestly took so long because of its shield. Then of course I try to take on a prime monkey boy thinking I'm hot stuff, and I get one tap, knocked out, causing my manticore to kick me off and die. I immediately go back to base and evolve a different manticore. Change my armor and go back for revenge. But first it's time to give the horse a chance. It's a beast. The damage it takes is insane though, but it deals twice as much. So I went around killing things with my new friend. Like these 2 death worms that decided to sneak me. Bye bye worms. Now I can make an ice manticore prime. Almost died to a lava golem, and I'm just curious as to how to kill these tanks. I used my armadillo, but holy, it was a close battle. I ran out of stamina and had to use my gun for a little bit, but it did its job and I won. I upgraded my manticore to prime. Got it on the first try, luckily. Then found a nice level d.o.x and headed back to base to upgrade it. It was such a sad scene, but that egg that dropped from it was dope. The egg looked amazing. I saddled him up and named it Bruno and took it out to try something. It was dealing some damage. 2k per tick for his lightning attack. I think I can take on stronger creatures with it. I bodied a wyvern prime, then a golem with his lightning ability since it doesn't do reduced damage. Even killed another dodo wyvern for its head. Then upgraded my boar over here into a beast. I think it's time I take on a rodent, but I couldn't find one. I did, however, find a Spino X that I killed by playing it my mixtape because it couldn't take the heat. It was too much. I was spitting fire. Did the same to a Mega Rex who wanted to join in, and a Mega Gorilla, but they called their older brothers on me, so I had to skedaddle. Even almost got caught by a Mega Dragon. Is it weird to think I can take it out? I got an Ancient Gorilla and upgraded him. Now his stats looking kinda wild. Then I take my fresh Manticore and try to take out that prime dragon. And I think you know what happened. REUP my brand new Manticore. I was dealing some damage though, so I tried to finish it off with my Dodo Wyvern, but one hit and I'm almost dead, so nah. Need me another Manticore. Then I take on some golems with the Prime Gorilla Boy. He deals okay damage but takes massive damage as well. Even with a 216 saddle, he was enough to kill 2 golems in a row though. And if it ain't golems, this boy is a mega killer, if I ever seen one. It went crazy on a mega spider. One hit a Prime Gorilla. Nah, did I just progress? Really? I killed some more of those mega spiders. After the first, they dropped some crystals, which is very much needed. Almost died to the second mega spider, tier 5 though. It was a close battle and I got away with a sliver of health. Like a little tiny bit. Look at the health. Look at the health. I also got a couple new summons as well. One was a Mammoth X and the other one was a Leech. I also summoned in a Prime Lava Golem. Then turned my Wyvern into a Prime one named to Sky. I finally got enough for a pure crystal and saddled my Ferox. I wish I knew what saddle it took, but for now hopefully this crystal is enough. Just played around with the new tames. The Ferox defense needs a saddle to be good, otherwise it's honestly kind of bad. Once I figure out what saddle or get a Ferox saddle for it, I'll use it again. Then I took my big boy monkey, which I named King Kong, and summoned some things at the transmute station to fight, like a Mega Wretch, which my boy was doing pretty good fighting but got trapped and destroyed. That Mega Rex was a damn tank, but I sacrificed some Prime Gorilla and got a heart transmute for another one. Then lost my Prime Wyvern to it. I'm really at a loss for words. Dodo Wyvern, do me justice, please. But of course, I got it stupid low and dialed while trying to run away. Oh no. REIP Bruno. I need corrupted armor, so I hunt compies and try for a corrupted set. Literally spent grinding these couple of days. This mod is one full of grinding. I can't believe I was doing this on hardcore settings before. I probably would be a lot further, but still would have gotten stuck at this point because I don't know what to do. Then immediately died to a Mega Dodo-Rex. I think the option for me is to make a Dodo-Rex myself. It's time to start gathering. I make another Manticore Prime because dragons just don't compare. But I did see something pretty interesting, which is a Prime Dragon that also sounds pretty tasty. But I have to kill Mega Anglers for gills, since I already have everything else other than the Mega Dimorph teeth. I have a Prime Leech that is ready for battle, named him Bloodsucker, and go searching. While on my way, I 2-shot a Mega Dodo-Rex. Ha ha ha, take that. Spent some time searching, but this leech is way too slow. I think I should summon in more megas and run and gun them with the Manticore instead. I went back to base first and summoned in things that the Dodo-Rex dropped. I got a Magmazor and another Hell Horse. Summoned in a Mega Wyvern and one-shot it. Yes sir. Then killed a zombie Wyvern that resurrected from his dead body. I got a couple of things and one of them was this Beast Lava Golem, a Lightning Wyvern Prime, and a Spino X. I had to take out the ancient Lava Golem for a spin. Killed a Mega Monkey, got a couple of things like this giant turtle and Anglerfish Prime. I even killed a Mega Compy and its clones and accidentally got a Zomdodo Ancient at the transmute station. Then killed a bunch of Mega Dimorphs. It was really just one and his clones, but hey, count it. I then managed to bring down a Rodent at the cost of my Manticore. Of course, alright, I take out a Rodent, but I get bodied by dodos because I run out of stamina. But all I got was the heart, which sucks. But it allows me to have my own Rodent, so I sacrificed my Prime Wyvern for a token and got a heart. Then I got a Pygmy Rodent, made another Manticore Prime, and set off on another mecha killing journey. I got a Spino X again and a Rex X. I wonder if you can breed the Spino X, but you can't sadly. Barely killed a Mega Dragon with a nipple of health left. I got an egg that I need to use a transmute station to get my very own Prime Dragon. Just need the heart. But we approach day 100 and I have nowhere near enough to kill a Titan. But hey, I'ma summon in one anyway and just see what happens. I wish I had more days with this mod. I actually think I'm doing pretty good against this Titan turkey. I even got some damage on it, but then out of nowhere dead. That fight was legit me running away all day and back to attack it till it became nighttime. And I had no choice but to stand my ground. And honestly, I enjoyed and hated this mod, but hey, if you're a masochist wanting a beating, this one's for you.